Welcome to the Gear Slum. Wait, which intro?
Yes, that's the one.
I remember when I was a kid, this radio station was running this contest that, unbeknownst to me, was going to run over like multiple days. And the point of it was that in the end, it was like a scavenger hunt, and you actually had to go somewhere and like retrieve this box or stuff in it or something like that. And it was like a big thing. I thought it was just like, hey, you get the clue and you call in and tell them what the clue means and you win. So I was like too young to call in. So I made my mom call in, and she called in and was like, hey, I don't really know what this was. But the first clue was a line from a Dr. Seuss book. Rest in peace, Dr. Seuss.
Uh-oh.
And she called in and was like, so I'm calling in about the contest. I think I have the answer. It was Dr. Seuss. And it was just like sounded totally incoherent because I didn't understand what was going on. And then I was relaying to her, and she sounded even less coherent. And then the best part was like later that day, we were just like chilling at home. My brother gets home. He was like, Mom, I just heard you on the radio. Like they played it multiple times throughout the day just to make fun of her. They were like, they were totally talking about how dumb you sounded and everything.
That's terrible.
I felt so bad.
And it was
She
your
was
fault.
like,
That's
okay,
even
I'll
better.
do this. I'll do
It's
this
not
for
only,
you.
Like my mom sounded dumb on the radio, but it was
It was
your mom
100%
sounded
because
dumb on the radio because she was trying to do you a favor.
she was trying to do me a favor. Yeah, because she was trying to support my interests, you know. And that's how I thank her.
Yes.
Oh, man, it was so good.
So dumb. They always do
Okay,
those ones where you have to
Aaron,
like listen for like 20 straight hours
Oh, dude.
and
Like
pick up all the clues.
Yeah, dude.
This episode is brought to you by the Sinusoid Custom Shop. Sinusoid Custom Shop is capable of doing pretty much whatever you want for your cables. They can make cool like tech flex combinations. They can make right angle on one end and a noiseless jack on the other end. They can do pretty much whatever you want. They got their speaker cables in there. They also have a really cool builder. You go on the website. You can design whatever you want. If you want a snake to put all your stuff in a loom together, you can do that there. If you want something wild out of the box, send them an email. They can do it. They do all kinds of crazy stuff all the time. And if you join our Patreon, you get a special discount for anything you buy from Sinusoid, including the custom shop. So tell them we sent you. You won't regret it. Sinusoid.com.
Should we do a
Perfect
stash
for
it,
me.
smash it, trash it?
Yes.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Dude, I got one.
Okay, Aaron, from the road, give us the intro.
All right,
So-
so tell me the stash it, mash it, trash it.
Okay. Our first one is just a guitar.
Okay.
So stash it, mash it, trash it.
Oh, is that, are we changing the whole
I don't know
format
if
of
I
the game?
understand. I don't know if I understand how it works.
Oh, is there a premise
Is
here
it
that I'm
just
supposed
any
to be aware
guitar?
of?
Just like a guitar?
No, just
Just
like
the
the concept.
concept.
The concept
Yeah,
of
the
guitar.
concept
I'll
of-
do guitar.
of guitar.
I'll stash it. I'm going to stash it.
Okay. Okay, so here's the guitars. You get a Jim Root Telecaster, the American made
The
one.
Fender one? Okay.
Yeah. Or actually, is it American or is it like Japanese or something?
I don't
It's
know. but-
expensive at any rate.
Yeah, it's
Ebony
like 1,200
fretboard.
bucks or 1,700 bucks.
Yeah. Jim Root Telecaster, Gibson Midtown Custom,
Okay.
which is
Gross.
the old.
That's the
do you
like flat
remember-
top one, right?
It's flat top, but it's a hollow body. It looks like a 335 kind of thing, but it's
Yeah. It's like a
but
full
it's-
hollow or semi-hollow?
It's semi-hollow. It's basically, and in fact,
Semi-hollow.
the back and sides are one
Semi-hollow.
piece. So it's
Oh,
basically
nice,
a solid
okay.
body guitar that they route out the entire inside of it.
So it's like
It's
chambered
Hawaiian.
and then got a
basically,
top,
yeah,
flat
and then
top.
a flat top on top.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the G&L ASAT Special, which is like the
That's their
G&L
Tele, right?
Telecaster, but it has like the P90 looking pickups that are kind of angled, you know.
Yeah, the big MDF one. Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
Something MS, MDF.
something like that.
Hey, watch your mouth.
So Hero.
Rest in peace, MDF. RIP.
So like that kind of looking thing. This is the cheaper one, but I'm talking the American.
Yeah. I know the one you're talking
The
about.
$2,000 one.
All right, did you guys already do this? Okay.
No.
So I was gonna say I can go, but if you want to go first, that's cool. That's cool.
No, Aaron, you go.
All right, so I will trash the GNL ASAT.
Okay.
I will stash the Midtown Custom, and I'm going to smash or mash the crap out of the Jim Root Telly.
Okay.
That's one of my
I like
not
it.
dream guitars, but that's one of the guitars that I always think about.
Dude, it's so cool looking.
And the Jazzmaster too. The Jazzmaster is freaking cool too.
Yeah, totally.
So
I
Track
had
and
the
suck
Squire
balls.
version of the Jim Root, and it was really cool. I liked the Squire one.
So
Yeah, that's right.
do Jim Roots always have EMGs?
They're all the
Yeah,
same. They all have
or
the
like-
same active pickups, the same setup. The only difference is like the body shape.
Okay.
Yeah, they even have like the same bridges and everything.
Yeah,
And tuners, they always have black hardware and
yeah, which I think
Like
is cool.
Phoebe Bridges.
black.
I put those black
or
tuners
white.
on my Mustang, and I think they look choice.
Oh yeah, dude. Okay.
Okay. Well, all right. Geez.
I know
This is
that-
this is not the direction. What?
Go ahead.
What happened? Okay.
Nothing.
I am going to trash the Jim Root.
Woo!
I'm going to
Okay.
stash the GNL. And I'm going
All
to
right,
smash that Gibson.
mash. Just mash it.
Which-
Wait, is it smash it?
I'm going to
Smash
Just
it.
mash.
smash it. I'm going to mash it. So here's the thing. I am not drawn to Gibson generally speaking, but when you started describing this like routed out body, I just kind of got all hot and bothered.
You just like
It's a
those
very
routed out
cool
bodies.
guitar.
To me, you know what it feels like? I just thought of this. To me, it seems like Gibson's attempt to make like a Gretsch guitar,
Huh.
Yeah.
because it reminds me very much of like the Jetliners and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And it's a really cool. I owned one. I don't know if you remember. I bought one that had a broken headstock, and I repaired it.
I remember you had one, yeah.
And it was a really cool guitar. I didn't love the way the pickup sounded in it, honestly, but I did like it. Played really well.
You just like that routed out body, I think.
Heck yeah, dude. A rowdy body.
Do you think they route like all the way through it? Like all the way
And then-
through the body? Like, are there
There's
holes
a
in the
couple-
back?
There's a couple holes.
Oh, I thought you were being I thought you were being
messed up.
I thought you were being like genuine, like, and then they just sandwich two flat pieces on the
personal-
top and the bottom.
It's a personal attack. It's a personal attack.
Yeah, it
man.
was a personal attack.
Okay. I am going to mash or smash the Midtown Custom. I'm going to stash the Jim Root Telly, and I'm going to trash the GNL. Even though
So
I
here's the thing
know-
about the GNL. I hear like good things about those pickups, but it just looks so dumb.
it
I like
does,
can't
and
get
it's
past
just
the look of the pickup.
it like doesn't excite me at all, like the guitar itself.
Well, it's like they took a telly and they kind of like softened all the edges on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's arguably
then-
like you could argue that it's the best guitar of those three, right?
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm saying. Like, it probably is the
objectively.
best,
Yeah,
but it just looks
but
so dumb.
I don't get excited about it.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
have that rounded out body.
Your words are hurtful, Aaron.
Aaron, while we've got you here, we'd like to hear your thoughts on the Westminster Effects post or the podcast episode that you may or may not have listened to.
Well, I listened to about a minute of the podcast, and then I stopped.
Was it
And
excruciating?
it was like, it wasn't excruciating. It's just I felt like I knew what was coming, and I wasn't interested in it, so I just didn't really give it much effort.
Let me ask you this: was it like Ben Shapiro talking about the Nicki Minaj song?
I honestly like didn't even get far enough into it to like know what it was like.
Okay.
I just know I've had not even like hardcore interactions with that dude online, but I've just like seen him around and seen the way he acts, and he's very much in that vein of like hardcore Calvinist. Everything I believe is 100% right, and anyone who doesn't believe it is an idiot. And I'm like, I'm not going to listen to an hour of two guys doing this.
I'm more of a Hobbes guy myself, just for the record.
I prefer Shaw. When you said Hobbes, my mind immediately went to Hobbes and Shaw. And I was like,
Hobbes and Shaw.
What is he talking about?
Hobbes and Shaw, brah.
Did I say Shaw somewhere in there?
Dude, we're talking about like it's a
But
weird
I think it's
position.
hilarious, like the exact opposite way that they approach the situation and that we approach the situation.
Exactly.
Yes.
From the two polar opposite points of view.
Yeah. Like we both thought it was dumb, but we made a joke about it, and they like made an hour and a half. Like, what if someone said like, this topic was worthy of maybe a 5-minute joke, and you turned it into a 52-minute sermon?
Yeah.
We
Not interested.
Our take on it was finally Gear Talk made a joke and everyone else is taking it too seriously. And their take on it was like Gear Talk wasn't being serious enough.
Yeah.
They're about
Exactly.
to need to crumple them.
Yes, exactly. When is Gear Talk going to start taking the Lord serious?
Yeah, they're just kind of not right now. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have many thoughts on it. I think it's hilarious that that dude was like in the new group, like coming in and be like,
freaking posting like a wall of text about it too.
Yeah. And his whole thing is like, I just don't really like the way that people don't take it seriously when you talk about the lyrics of a Bethel song. It's like, well, yeah, because that's not the kind of thing you take seriously.
Yeah, because
in the Facebook group, especially.
Or okay, yeah. I mean, to kind of be the devil's advocate here, and yes, I'm calling him the devil. If there were a group that was about debating lyrics, then fine. But that's not what the freaking group like. You can't say that a gear group is about arguing the theology of lyrics. You can't say that. I know it happens in there, but you can't say that.
Yeah.
You can't say that
it's the same,
this is the point of the group and you should take it seriously.
It's the same thing that people always do coming into like the slum and saying, this isn't even about gear. It's like, you don't get to determine what this group is about.
Right. Yep.
I love one of his paragraphs. So his whole thing with it is like this shows like a general trend away from conservative views and talking seriously about Christianity.
One of his paragraphs, that's my favorite.
What a douchebag. It was indicative of a trend we have seen in which rich discussion is stifled, conservative views mocked, and heartfelt concern dismissed as being stuffy or holier than thou. And it's like, dude, you are being so holier than thou right now.
Yeah.
But then I love how he says,
conservative people are always talking about how conservative people can't talk, but it's like I hear a lot of you guys talking about that,
and
that's
they
all I
won't
hear. It's
freaking shut
conservative
up.
people.
Like,
Yeah.
when they talk about the silent majority, they are neither of those two words. But
They're
then he
very
says, I'm glad to see apologies have been made from some of the admins of the original group. Groups have admins and mods for good reasons. Perhaps one of those reasons should be to heed the words of Paul and guard the consciences of those in their care. It seems that is becoming the understanding, and I hope it continues.
Oof.
Like, what a douchebag. And this guy isn't even 90 years old like you would expect. He's like our age.
Yeah,
Is he our age? He seems older, but
I mean,
I thought he was younger. I thought he was younger than you guys.
He looks pretty young in his picture, honestly.
he's like a young old guy, though, right?
Yeah, he's like Phil, basically.
Like he looks like he's like the opposite of Phil. Like Phil's really old but looks young, and this dude's like he's like young but acts old. He's like he looks like his brother is a cop.
He's old at heart. His brother's definitely a cop.
It's like I'm an associate pastor and my brother is a cop. That's his vibe.
Yeah. Dude.
What's the over under on him doing CrossFit?
That's not how it works. So I don't know. 1.
What's the over under?
I love I have never once claimed to understand the over under, but I know how you say it and not say it, and I love saying it incorrectly to Aaron. Yes, because it makes him really mad. I basically ask
when you say
yes
what's
or
the
no
over
question.
under. When you say what's the
Other
over
than,
under,
like, will they win?
basically like it's like saying what's the line on this game instead of who's going to win this game.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like other than are they going to win or are they going to lose? Over under is like the easiest gambling thing to understand.
Yes.
I think it's very simple.
Yes, I tell you a number and you tell me if the answer is over or under that number.
Yes.
Oh, right.
But the reason you're asking it wrong, Phil, is because inherent to the question, what you should be saying is, I set the over under at 5. Do you take the over? Or the under? That's the question.
Okay.
Because really, if you ask what's the over under, what you're actually probably trying to find out is like what's the line.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. Are you ready?
Like where do you set the line for the over?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Here it is. What's the over under on this guy? Is it J Ross?
John Ross.
John Ross.
John Ross.
What's the over under on John Ross owning 3 pipes? Tobacco pipes.
No.
Did I say it right?
Sorry. Yeah, no.
Damn it.
I mean,
closer though, right?
You would ask us like,
okay.
you would
say
set the line
over
at like
under
2.5 pipes.
Yeah. So over under,
and we would take the over or the under.
Over or under 3 pipes for this guy.
But Aaron is saying you say 0.5, so it can be, then it can be like.
It's not always. The over under isn't always a 0.5. That is an option though.
Because sometimes you can like say
I'm
going to take the line.
So the answer is either
the third option.
2 or 3. That's why he's saying 2.5.
I know that's why he's saying, but I'm not. I'm saying that doesn't inherently have to be a 0.5, Phil.
Because you could leave the 3, and someone could be like, "Well, I don't take the over or the under. I take the line."
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is like your odds are way less, but the payout's probably bigger.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we need to know.
But I'm gonna say over 3.
See, regardless. I don't know. Like, is that a function of like? Because I don't know, like the intricacies of different. Because Calvinists are very serious about a lot of things, but then they also? But they just like, do they drink too?
Some of them do.
A lot of them are into like beer and tobacco pipes.
Right.
Okay.
And
which is why
the reason that they do it is
We're losing you, Aaron.
super nerdy though. It's because like they're like, well, so that's what we're gonna do. Component is actually it really is. I think that's just an excuse to drink beer, which I mean, I'm fine with that, but you are
call
dumb.
it what it is.
Yeah, because you could do any hobby and discuss theology around it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And these guys are probably mostly sitting at home on their stoop, drinking a stout and smoking a vanilla pipe.
That sounds terrible. That is not what I want to do. Man.
All right, is there another one? Or is that just one stash it, mash it,
No,
trash it?
I have another one. I think Phil thought I
Oh.
only had one
Oh,
Yeah, he jumped in with that John Ross.
with John Ross. With a happy little tree.
Yeah.
Okay. My next thing is chorus pedals.
Under. I took the under.
Over under on chorus pedals, 2.5. What's the over under on chorus pedals? Okay. Okay, so Boss CE2W. Strong stuff,
Okay.
I think. JHS, and maybe too strong, honestly. I put this together at the last minute. JHS Emperor, the big boy,
Okay.
which is also it's a chorus and vibrato, I think, but still, it's a good pedal. And
Yeah.
the Electro Harmonix Polychorus.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It's very cool. It's a large it's a big box
Big
Uh-huh.
books.
Electro Harmonix pedal. It's got like 6 knobs
Big
on
box,
it.
big box, big box. No, I mean,
Big box. It's $230.
oh, big bucks for the big box.
So it has double tracking, chorus, flange, and a filter matrix.
Mm-hmm.
A filter matrix.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually really
Dude,
bothered.
you filter matrix?
Dude, I've filter up and down.
That
Filter
chambered out body. Did you say gefilte matrix?
Yeah.
I'm
Who do you think
bothered.
you got Chelsea Grammer?
I'm bothered that I've never tried this pedal before. And now that I'm looking at it, like I heard you describe it before I looked at it. And now that I'm looking at it, I understand why I didn't try it. It's hideous.
Polychorus?
Yes.
It is a terrible graphic.
It is. The graphic is horrible and obvious. It's giant. It's like
Aaron,
the size
can
of
you-
the.
Like, are you looking at your screen?
Hold on.
So look at this bad boy. It's pretty bad.
Oh, okay. It looks like the Matrix.
Exactly. It looks like the DVD case for the Matrix.
It looks like the the plastic, the paper insert of the DVD case for the Matrix.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'll fully admit that like maybe this wasn't. I'm new to the stash it, mash it, trash it, but I'm trying.
Is it stereo out?
It has 2 out, so yeah, it's stereo, but I think it also has like a mode where the 2 outputs are very different, like a wet dry type thing.
Hmm.
So it says, yeah, the much anticipated reissue of the classic Electro Harmonix pedal that Kurt Cobain and Adrian Belew relied on to create their signature sounds.
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain.
Okay. I mean, that kind of sells me on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Adrian
But-
Belew. Who's Adrian Belew again? Is that the
King Crimson, I think. I think he was in King Crimson. I know he played with the Talking Heads for a while, or on some of their records at least.
Okay.
But I think King Crimson was like his main thing.
Okay.
He was like an 80s
Yeah.
like kind of artsy guy.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, Talking
So-
Heads. Oh, David Bowie and Frank Zappa. Apparently, he worked with them
Okay.
a
Man,
little bit.
that's badass. Okay, here's
Oh,
okay, so
he's a Parker Fly. That's cool.
oof,
Oh yeah, Tom Club.
dude, he's marching to his own freaking drummer.
Yeah, dude, he's living his life.
Okay.
No, he's not marching to his own drummer. He like plays in different bands. So, like whoever's the drummer, he just
He
plays with
marches
them.
though. He's known for his marching style.
Yeah.
What's your march style? So here's the thing. I'm very sad because I'm looking at the original pictures, and I love the original graphics. I mean, partly because it's old, but like when did this pedal come out? This reissue?
It's fairly recent. Oh no,
Because
I take
it's
it back.
disgusting.
10 years. 10 years
Oh.
ago.
Okay, well, that's,
That's, for Electro Harmonix, that makes sense because it looks like it's like 20 years old.
yeah, yes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
But the OG one looks like super sick. Like I really, really like the.
Okay,
Can you
so
show me
that's
that one?
that's the one you're basing it off of then.
Okay.
Is it called the Polychorus?
Yes.
And it's stereo too.
No, I
Mm,
think that was added later.
That's part of the
Oh,
reissue.
you're talking this beefy one. This beefcake.
no, they're
right?
both the same size.
No, these
It does have
these
two
old-
outputs.
These old Electro-Harmonix pedals are deceptively large.
Oh yeah, I see it. The one that's like it looks like the old Memory Man style.
Yeah.
like
yes.
look at that one, dude. Look at this one that's
Dude,
all
that's
beat up.
freaking dope.
Yes,
That
it is.
very cool, dude.
Okay,
that's
you know
the one
what?
That's
That
the one you're
pretty
stashing,
cool.
mashing, or trashing.
Are we
Okay.
doing reissue or the original?
The original. This one that's
And
all beat up
we
and
can-
has all this mojo.
And we'll do the original boss one too. We'll kick out the Waza, just say the CE2.
Okay. And then what about
Okay. Oh,
the
crap.
JHS?
The JHS, we'll do the original one too. The original JHS, not the new one, but the original.
Yeah, the big box one.
Okay, well,
We're all matching the Polychorus, right?
heck yeah.
I mean, we're
Dude.
definitely all trashing the JHS.
Here's
Yeah.
honest. Here's what I'm thinking. I kind of want I want the reissue, and then I want to give it to some graphics guy and say, okay, can you give me a decal that like I understand it's not going to match, like because the knobs are a different place and everything, but could
Yeah,
you like,
yeah.
They're so cool too. They're big old
Give-
things. Big old
Yes.
black knobs.
But I want to get someone to like change it so it's Pauly, like Pauly, Polychorus.
Like
And
Poly
put,
D.
like- Yeah, no, Pauly Shore, the Polychorus.
Oh. And one of the knobs can be wheeze instead of like width.
Yeah, dude, the juice. It's the juice. You got the wheeze, the juice.
Oh my gosh. Yes. You got the weeds, you got the juice.
Dude, the Polychorus is a great idea.
Weeds and the juice.
Someone out there.
The
Someone out there
Polychorus.
take the ball and
Oh,
run
that
with
is-
it.
That's a very good idea, Aaron.
So honestly, I would probably mash the boss, the CE2 Waza, because that seems like a good like daily driver kind of thing. I would stash the
Yeah.
Polychorus so you have it for special occasions, and I would trash the JHS. No offense. I already had one of those
Yeah.
and sold. Remember we bought them? They had them like when they came out with the new versions. They like put them up for
Yeah.
like $99 or something.
Yeah.
I think I bought one and sold it for like $150.
I bought I don't know what the guy was thinking. There was a local shop, a local music shop that had a very, very small used section, and he had like 3 pedals in there. And one of the pedals was the original Empress. This was before they did the new one. And it was, he had a sticker on it that said $60. And I was like, and I walked up to him and I go, hey, so that JHS pedal? And he goes, which one? And I was like, okay, he doesn't know.
The purple
Right.
one.
Like he's looking at 4 pedals. And And I go, the JHS.
Yeah.
And he's like, which one is that? And I go, that like light purple. And he goes, oh yeah, that one. And I go, is that price correct? Like giving him the out. And he goes,
did he talk himself down? He's like, I could probably do 40 if you want.
He goes, let me check.
He's like, are you out of your mind? Is that price correct? Where do you get off?
He goes, let me check. And then he goes and puts it next to the computer and types on the computer for 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm doing a good thing here. And then he comes back, he goes, yep. And I was like, I will take it. And then I sold it for like, I think I sold it for like 110 or something.
Nice.
Yup.
Yeah, you gave him the out.
Idiot. Okay, so what's our verdict? Our verdict is the Polychorus. And which knob is going to be converted to wheeze and which knob is juice? Here are the knobs.
It's got to be like depth and speed, right?
There's width. So there's rate.
Width and rate.
There's tune / delay.
The rate is juice. The width is wheeze, right?
But there's also feedback and there's also mode.
Okay. So the mode is just going to be called mode, or it's going to be called movie, and it's going to just be a list of his films. Each one is a different mode.
Yes.
You got In the Army Now, Jury Duty, just all the worst ones, though.
Biodome.
Oh, hey.
Son-in-law.
Son-in-law,
right?
That's what it's called, sleeper. Right?
It has 4 modes. It has
Biodome,
4 modes.
Man. 4 modes?
Yeah. So obviously jury duty.
So we got
obviously in the Army now.
Oh man.
Not Encino Man. That one's too obvious.
It's too good.
I think it's Son-in-Law and Biodome.
I love Biodome, but I'm willing to admit that it's not great.
Yeah. That's big of you.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for
I saw it at like the perfect age. I was like 16 when I saw that movie.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, dude, this is masturbation jokes? That's hilarious.
Dude, I do that.
I've heard of people that do that.
I
don't personally.
Okay.
I'm afraid to go back and watch. Like, I want to watch Happy Gilmore so much with my boys, but I'm afraid to because I worry it's going to be terrible.
Not with the boys yet. Not yet.
Yeah, not with the boys yet. So that Polychorus, really though, going back to the same thing I said about the ASAT, it really shows you how much the looks of a pedal matter. Because the old one, I'm like, 100%, I'm on board. The new one, I'm not interested in at all.
Yeah,
and they're literally the same pedal.
At all.
Like, arguably, the new one is a better pedal. Yeah,
I'm sure the new one is better because like they're like, I think the old one, like I think it's like an old school power.
Like it's like an attached. Yeah, it's like got a hardwired power cord.
Yes, I think it does.
Exactly. It probably does.
So it's way less functional.
Yeah.
The new one is way more user friendly.
Or it doesn't have a power cord at all and it's just batteries.
Oh,
and it's got all the like clock noise, you know.
If you don't know Gun Street Wiring Shop by now, you must be living in the dark ages. They are the premier hand-built wiring solution for all of your guitars. I have one in my Telecaster. I have a setup in there, 5-way. It's great. Have it in my Jazzmaster. It's amazing. I actually put it in my Epiphone Dot, brought the thing back to life. It's crazy. If you don't have it, you need it. Every guitar that you own will be better with Gun Street Wiring Shop. I promise. Also, if you join the Street Crew, you get a discount on the product, and I guarantee you'll enjoy it. If you get it and you don't like it, I will punch Cole in the face. That's my guarantee. Check it out right now at gunstreetwiringshop.com.
Those pedals.
All right, I got 5 minutes if you have one more.
No, that's all I had.
All right. Is the title of this episode is going to be Polychorus Chambered Out Body. So dark.
Okay.
It's not really.
But it's kind of like it's like a very subtle.
I'm sure his
reference
body's fine.
To what's the legal movie that he's in?
Jury Duty.
Jury Duty.
It's like a very subtle, like you see me in my chambers type of thing, you know. Subtle Jury Duty reference.
Man. In the Army now, that's Andy Dick is in that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Andy Dick, that guy.
That guy, man.
I kind of like always get him and Chris Elliott mixed up in my head.
Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott was in Cabin Boy.
Oh, you do?
Cabin Boy. Not like I think they're each other, but like I'm like, who was in that? Was it Chris Elliott or was it
I could totally
Andy
see
Dick?
that. They're like two sides of the same coin for sure.
Oh, he's on Schitt's Creek now, huh? Chris Elliott.
Yes. Yes.
And he was on Everybody Loves Raymond. He was.
Oh, was he?
He was. His character is actually pretty funny. Like Robert, the older brother, the girl that he ended up marrying. He was her older brother, and like hated him.
Nice.
And then her dad was, her whole family was like really good. Her dad was the guy from like Best in Show and stuff.
Oh, Eugene Levy?
Yes.
Oh, he's hilarious too.
Yeah, dude. He's so
also
good.
in Schitt's Creek.
Yep.
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 You could say Schitt's Creek wouldn't exist without him.
Yes, you could, because if somebody went back in time and murdered Eugene Levy, then Daniel Levy would not be born and the show would not exist.
Yeah. When the
Or
levy
just
break,
like if he didn't have a kid, it doesn't have to be murdered.
yeah. Or like if you just stopped him from being born. You like
If he
talked
murdered
Eugene Levy.
If you murdered
his
Eugene
dad.
Levy's mom while she was pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like Terminator. We're talking Terminator rules, right?
Yeah.
Terminator rules apply.
Dude, Terminator does rule.
Terminator rules.
Does rule, dude.
There was some bit, I think it was on Conan O'Brien, like way back in the day, where they had this like an actor playing a frat boy in the audience, and I think it was like Tobey Maguire was a guest or something. And again, this is way
Cider House Rules.
Yes, and he's like, hey, he goes, so what movies were you in? And he's like, oh, he goes, well, I was in Cider House Rules, and then this guy goes like, oh yeah, I love that frat. Cider House does rule. And they're like, no. And like he had frat. There were like a bunch of frat things, interpretations of all these different like artsy Tobey Maguire. I can't remember any of the other jokes, but I always think about that. Cider House Rules. You guys, Cole, I don't know if
I
you
wasn't
need to jump on
thinking
this.
of Eugene Levy, by the way. I wasn't thinking of Eugene Levy. I was thinking of Fred Willard.
Oh yeah, he's funny too.
And then the mom
He's in the Simpsons a lot, right? Fred Willard in the Simpsons a lot.
Probably.
Or am
He's
I
the
thinking
guy
of
from
the
all
other
those
dude?
spoof.
Yeah, because they're all
he was in like
that
Best in
Christopher Guest
Show and
camp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't thinking of Fred Willard. I was thinking of the other dude.
Oh, Cole, you're talking about what happened? You're talking about that guy.
What happened? Yeah.
What happened?
He's on a
Who
bunch
was that,
of
a racist
stuff.
joke?
I'm thinking of Harry. What's his name? Harry.
Styles.
Harry.
Not gonna work here
Guy from
anymore.
Simpsons?
Yeah, I think he does. Harry Shearer. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's also part of that same like whole crew.
Yes.
He's funny.
Yeah. And then the mom is Georgia Engel, which she is the one, she's in The Office. She's in a bunch
Georgia
of stuff,
Engel
but
sounds
she's
like
freaking hilarious.
a morning show. Like you're listening to the Georgia Angle for all your Georgia-based news.
Don't get me started on the current Georgia Angle.
She
right.
she definitely needs a podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to Georgia Angle. The Georgia Angle.
The Georgia Angle. You're listening to
All right, guys.
The Georgia Angle.
I
All
got to go.
See you later, dude.
It was fun talking to you. I'm glad I got to jump on for a minute. I'm
Thanks
looking
for
forward to
friendship,
listening to
Aaron.
the rest of this episode.
Thanks for
Thank you for friendship. Oh, Georgia Angle, she's funny. Thanks for friendship.
Thanks, friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Okay, Phil.
Hello, thanks for friendship. And remember, thanks for friendship. There was this commercial.
He's still here.
There was this commercial when I was a kid growing up, from a local church, and it was like the pastor and his family doing the commercial, like, come to our church, and then at the end of the commercial, the little girl who was probably like 10 or 11, 9 or 10, I don't know, she was young. She would go, and remember, Jesus is Lord.
What a weird thing to have to remember right at the end.
It was super weird. And remember, Jesus is Lord.
Is Lord.
So that's what I want my new sign off to be. Yeah. And remember, friendship.
And remember, Jesus is
Lord. All right, guys. Thanks for friendship. And I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for friendship.
Jesus is Lord.
And remember.
That's what I say to my wife after we French kiss. I'm like, thanks for Frenching. Dude,
I want to go tell
French
John Ross.
Kiss my wife, guys.
Oh, gross.
Oh, I know. It is kind of gross that she French kisses me. Let's be honest.
I'm just kind of grossed out by the term French kiss. I haven't heard that out loud in like 15, 20 years or something.
You don't really. Once you're not like a teenager anymore, you don't really make the distinction.
Yes.
You know,
they're Frenching.
Like, ooh, slipped
kissing.
a little tongue in there, huh?
So yeah, I kissed her. French kiss?
Was it French kiss?
French kiss?
Oh wait, French? A French kiss?
Was it a French kiss?
You remember French kiss?
Was it a
You
freedom?
remember a French kiss?
Was it a freedom kiss?
Was it a French kiss?
Oh yeah, dude. We got to call them freedom kisses now.
Yeah.
Or 20 years ago. We got to call them freedom kisses 20 years ago.
Yeah. We got to. That's why you don't hear French kiss anymore, because of freedom kisses took over.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
All right. I'm going to leave it for real this time. Put this in the episode.
You.
I doubt it.
French kiss!
Hey, Phil.
Oh, he left. He actually left, you guys.
He left for real. Oh, man.
So should we thanks for friendship for real?
So Phil, should I quit my band or what?
I
probably
think
should, right?
I think you should strategically quit your band. And by that I mean
say like don't burn any bridges, but just like, hey, and honestly, like part of the thing is like I just don't bring a lot to the table for them right now. Like I'm just not very good at what they want me to be good at. So like, you know, it's not like I'm mad at them or I don't want to hang out with them or whatever, you know?
Right.
So I think that is the right answer. Because honestly, when I think about like putting together a 20 song set, like you were talking about, that actually makes me excited.
I knew it. Okay. Do it.
See?
Do
like
it.
That it makes me, it fills my heart whole. What was it that lady says?
I don't know. But I like where this is going.
Like you're saying, like, yeah, I like where this is headed. Okay, get this. They actually texted me. I saw it earlier, but one of the guys in my band texted me this today because it was really funny. So BYU posted this article. It's like a very tone deaf article from a woman apparently who's never even been married, but it's the title of the article is Transitioning from Sexually Active to Sexually Inactive. And it's basically talking about like, if you get divorced, then, you know, according to the church, you're no longer having sex at that point, you know?
Well, yes.
And so it says the transition from being sexually active to sexually inactive due to divorce or death of a spouse can be difficult. Although you likely won't be able to replace sexual intimacy, you may be able to identify ways that you can start to fill the holes that were once filled by sex.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Where was this published?
This was like on the BYU website.
That is not a joke.
And well, so that's the question. We were having this conversation of like, okay, either they're so tone deaf, and apparently I didn't read the article, but apparently the article is very tone deaf. But like what I'm thinking is, okay, there's a tone deaf article writer, but then the person who chose the little snippet to put there,
The punch up person
could be like an intern who's just like messing with them, you know? Because there's no way you can start to fill the holes that were once filled by sex. They're literally saying the holes that were filled by sex. Like, there's no way that nobody noticed that, right?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Isn't that hilarious?
Well, I told you about that Bernigan Instagram inspirational thing that a former pastor's wife posted, and I was like, she did not understand that this is a straight up joke, and she posted it like sincerely, and it was something about true Christian intimacy is sitting with someone long enough to see their cracks and then filling their cracks. Like it was something like dripping your love into their cracks.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It was something like, and
because
I
it was like you were like filling it with wax or something, right? Like that's the analogy.
I have no idea, but it was like,
dude,
I
want to see some.
Whoever made it like did it as like, this is like satire, right? And then shared it. But then it was like, then people started sharing it like, oh, that's such a great word.
Yeah.
Like, no.
That's pretty great.
That is a dirty joke. You are sharing a dirty joke is what you're doing.
That's hilarious, dude. Oh my
Can you send that to me? That is very, very funny.
Yes. So do you have anything else to talk about, Phil?
I don't.
Yeah,
I think it's time to
stuff to talk about.
I think it's time to. I really hope we have somebody who's good with graphics, because I want a Polychorus. I want a Polychorus pedal, real bad.
I know. Me too. Me too, Phil.
So I shared with you. There's one on eBay that seems reasonably priced.
A Polychorus?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was like, wasn't that a new one though?
It is a new one, but if we're talking about, if we're putting a new graphic on it, then come on. Does it really matter?
I don't know. I still think we want the old one, don't we?
If it sounds like the old one, but functions more efficiently, then
yeah.
And I'm changing the graphics.
It's true. If you're changing the graphics anyways.
Yeah. That's the one
the
to buy.
graphic change makes sense for one of those EHX pedals because it's already basically just a sticker on top of a silver box.
Yeah, and there's so much freaking real estate. Like the pedal is so huge. There's this
so much empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's the field is white. Yes. It is ready for change. Okay.
Yes, it is ripe for harvest.
Well,
thanks for friendship.
And then I have all my church stuff too, and my work is kind of crazy right now.
Why? Wait, should we talk about this before we start recording?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, the band?
Why are you still in the band?
I don't know. Like, they're good. I don't know.
Dude, break up with
I
them.
like these guys and stuff. I know.
Break up with them and
I
say.
was thinking about it. I was thinking about it and thinking, like, I'd be kind of relieved if they kicked me out of the band. And that's like a sign that I should leave the band. I remember thinking that about a girlfriend I had in college, the only girlfriend I had other than my wife. Thinking, like, I'd be so happy if she broke up with me because then I wouldn't have to do it. It's like, man, you need to break up with her.
Here's what I think you should say is, hey guys, I am going to leave this band. I have to leave this band because it is not sparking joy in me, like that Asian lady says. You should only pursue things that spark your joy or whatever. However, there has been talk of a 90s cover band.
I know, that's probably
and
what
if
I'm
you
gonna
guys
say. Like, and they were even talking about it being a separate band. Like, I'll be in
at any point
band.
you want to get together and practice for whatever that band will be called, Nights and Weekends Unlimited or whatever the insanely awesome title was. At any, you guys say the word.
Yeah, that's what I've thought
getting
about
together to
doing.
practice 90s covers, and I will be there. But my life,
part of
I've
it
got
is
too
like
much going on to do stuff that I just don't care about.
The bassist is like the main lyric writer and stuff.
If you left, you're not like ruining their album recording, right?
Well, and we're going back to record vocals and then we're done. Like, we're not like, it's not like some long extended thing.
Okay.
But yeah, like, basically, I don't know. I'm not leaving I think they would honestly be relieved if I quit the band. Or some of them would be. And maybe that's just me being like, oh, poor me, you know. You might have to, like, restart your router or something because your internet sucks right now.
It always does this.
And of course, now that I said that, you look fine and I can hear you.
Okay.
Try to turn off your camera, maybe.
All right.
So that's kind of where I'm at. So I was over, my neighbor had to replace a tile in their bathroom, so I went over to help him with it yesterday. And he was telling me about how he got kicked out of his band a couple years ago, and he was kind of happy about it. Like, he was kind of relieved, and I was like, yeah, I'd probably be relieved if I got kicked out of my band. And he was like, it's probably a sign that you should leave.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, is there anything you can do to fix it? I'm guessing the answer is no.
Like, that's the thing, is there's nothing, like, it's like, it's weird because it makes me think of, like, this is probably why a lot of marriages fail. Because, like, no matter how much, if I said, hey, I'm going to leave the band because I just don't have anything to do, and they were like, oh, we'll give you stuff to do, the whole time in the back of my mind I'd be thinking, like, he'd rather be singing this song than me. Like, it's kind of not fixable unless they somehow actually, unless he, like, changed his actual desires, which he's not going to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nothing, no amount of him just, like, and then it's like they're just doing it to, like, placate me or something, you know.
Right. Yeah.
But, like, on Sunday when I texted him that, he wrote back like, hey, no, I think I'll sing this song. And then he proceeded to send me like 8 different sets of lyrics and a million different riffs, and like, hey, you should work on this song or this song or this song. This one's amazing because it does this, and this one's this and that, and it's like, oh my gosh. He sent me so many texts.
I mean,
part of me is like, I'm just never gonna have it. But that's the thing, is like, that's him trying, But like that's not what I want him to do.
Right.
Like,
I was just gonna say there's
I'm just not into writing original songs with them,
Right. I was gonna say there's a guy I work out with that this morning we were running down this trail, and he was like, you just kind of chat or whatever as we're going, and he's like, hey, he goes, dude, have you seen it came up like naturally, have you seen that movie, have you seen The Joker? And I was like, no, I started watching it, but I never really finished it, but I've heard it's really good, it's kind of on my list. And he goes, dude, it's so good. And then he proceeded to just explain beat for beat the entire movie to me.
And you're like, this is not how I want to.
And I was thinking,
this movie.
Yeah, exactly. And I was thinking, okay, here's the thing. This interaction right now is 100% not about me. Like, it has nothing to do with,
exactly. That's the
Phil
thing.
likes blah, blah,
exactly.
blah. It has everything to do with, I want to talk about this movie to someone.
Exactly.
And Phil is here. So Phil's the guy. And I'm wondering if it's the same, if your guy is like, oh, like he's like, oh, let me send you all this stuff. And you're like, oh, well, that's cool. But
okay.
It's like,
so it's, I don't know. We're just at very different points, and we have like very different commitment levels to the band. And that's what in the past, remember how I used to say, like, we all kind of care the same amount about it and nobody's taking it too seriously.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of taking it too seriously right now. And I am not taking it seriously enough,
Uh-oh. Not enough, but it's not about you are not taking it seriously enough. You're not taking it seriously enough for them.
Oh, I know. Exactly. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it is like a bummer because I think like I don't like they are my friends and we text about other stuff sometimes. And I don't know. It's like, yeah, I don't know. But I like I haven't enjoyed jamming with them in a while. Because every time it's trying to write new songs and it's me basically like wondering, what should I be doing right now?
Mm.
And like, granted, the solution to that is for me to be a better musician and like write parts and add to it. But I'm just not good at writing music, like that's just not my skill. My skill is singing and playing crappy guitar,
Yeah.
And neither of those skills are needed in the group right now.
I mean, yeah. So what is the argument to stay and what is the argument to like bail?
Because there are parts of it that I like. I mean, honestly, when we used to play live, I really enjoyed it. But honestly, the thing I enjoyed more than anything was probably just doing cover songs. Some of the original songs I liked, but
don't you think?
And part of it is just like giving something up that I'll regret giving up,
You think you'd regret it?
Because you like can't go back. I don't think so. I don't know. I'm at a really weird point in my life right now, honestly, where there's like I have too many things going on and I'm like I've been having this weird existential crisis lately where I'm like, what do I actually want out of my life,
Yeah. I know exactly I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, like you've been there.
Yes.
But like I'd much rather, like if I was in a band like yours, I would be very excited about it and I would look forward to it and I would practice and stuff. And like I'm not excited about this band at all. When we were going to do 90s covers, I practiced a bunch and enjoyed it.
So like,
but I have no investment whatsoever in any of the original songs. And like, it was very clear because Kale is kind of the band leader. He's the guitarist and he's the one who came with the idea that, hey, we should do another band that's just 90s covers. And it was very clear that Matt, the bassist, was not interested in it because all he wants to do is write songs. But like, part of it is like they're not good. Like they're not that good, you know.
Well,
like, that's always kind of
yeah.
I know
So
that's like a bad point of view to have, but like most crappy bands that you hear, like I'd rather just listen to a good band, you know.
yes, exactly. I'd rather listen to a mediocre band play great songs, right? Instead of a
Exactly.
mediocre
Yeah,
band
like,
play mediocre songs or worse than mediocre songs
that I've never even
So
heard of.
that
Yeah.
yes, that I have no association with. That I can't part of what makes cover bands work is that there's built-in community. Right? We all go, "Oh, I know the song."
Yeah.
And so then
Exactly.
you are as the band, you are recreating a moment because you're choosing songs that you know everyone else mostly relate to, right? And so you're creating a communal moment, and it literally takes years to do that with originals, and it's really difficult.
And it's not going to happen, and you can't control that.
Yeah,
You
right.
can't make that happen, you know.
No, I'm not saying like be famous. I'm saying it takes years to like just create a local fan base, right? Like people that are like, oh, I like
But
your
even
music.
that, like, even that, you could work your butt off and still not do that, you know.
Oh, totally. Okay, let me ask you this. I'm from just being the helpful gay black friend to like the devil on your shoulder friend. What is stopping you from saying to everyone in the band, except for the songwriter guy, hey, we should all we should start the 90s cover band. That's what I want to do. I don't want to do this other guy's music.
Well, none of them would want to, like,
do they not want to leave that guy?
The drummer is his brother. No, they wouldn't, like.
Okay.
And I wouldn't want to either. I mean, he would like, he's a very good bassist, and he would be good for the 90s cover band. It's just that he's always going to be pushing it in the other direction. Like, he's always going to want to focus on.
Right. And that's what I was saying, like, leave, then songs. Tell everybody to get rid of that guy. But
nobody's,
like,
if they're not going to want to do it, I mean, the real option is for me to find other people to play covers with, you know.
Well, yeah.
Or to just do my own thing like you did. Like, that's why I started playing guitar, so I could sing along with it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, just do weird covers like you do and find a drummer or not, you know.
Yeah, seriously. All you really only need.
Just do a looper.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was too afraid to like do it by myself. It never occurred to me that like I would be able to do it by myself. I would need at least one other person to like be like part of the joke with me. You know? Yeah. That's like up there being like straight faced with, you know, and like projecting that. But yeah, you're right. You could do it with a looper. The things that you want to do, you could 100% do on your own. And
yeah.
Yeah, dude, what's stopping you? Is there an open mic night?
Being a big pussy, I don't know.
Dude.
Not right now. I mean, there will be eventually, you know.
Oh shit. Yeah. Oops, I forgot.
I mean, that's part of it too, is like we haven't gigged in over a year, obviously, but
okay, but tell me this.
I don't know. But this has always been the case from day one. Like I have wanted, I'm honestly just not interested in writing music because I'm not good at it. And so
I'm not talking about writing music.
I try to get involved in originals. I know, but what I'm saying is like, even from day one, when I really enjoyed the band initially,
yeah. Okay.
It's still like, that is the part of it that I didn't like, you know? And so I know that like nothing I do, I don't think, and that's back when I had a bunch of time to invest in it. I don't think that I'm ever going to come to a point where I'm like super excited about any of the originals that we're doing. So I need
Right.
to remind myself of that and make my decision based on that knowledge that like I'm never going to love that piece of it. So if that's always going to be a major piece, then I should move on to something else, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm saying, and I don't know where Utah or your particular county are at COVID wise, but one idea is that you kind of like set a goal of, all right, so I've got, what are my 2 best songs that I could do at an open mic night on my own, like with a looper and some kind of like a, I don't know, one of those drum things, or maybe not, maybe just a looper. And then what is my 10 song set and what is my 20 song set? And start working on it right now in preparation for when things open up and you could start like just calling up places and you're on your own freaking timeline because it's just
ready
you.
to go.
And then you can like just be passively looking for, a drummer or, a keys player,
people to play with.
Yeah. But in the meantime, it's like your vision is, okay, these are my 2 favorite freaking songs to play and sing. And I plan on sometime performing them by myself if I never find anybody else.